Commanders fans, at Victory Monday, that was me being turned up. Just everybody in the stadium, man. That was a legit home field advantage. I got my JD5 t-shirt on, man. I got the pom-pom as well from the game, from the fan appreciation game. So it has the Commanders tag on it right here. And then it's the pom-pom and whatnot. I'm going to give this to my kids and let them enjoy that for sure. But it was just great vibes, great energy, man. Check out Rio Robinson, his vlog. It shows a lot of stuff that went on the light show. It was a lot of fun. It was awesome. And they did another light show like in the third quarter and the fourth quarter. They did the one for the introductions, and then they did it again, not as long. And then of course they did the fireworks. They've been doing fireworks for years and stuff like that. But at night, having the night games and the primetime games, they just went lit with the fireworks. Like after the win, they did the fireworks. I might post a clip in the beginning from when I was walking down the stairs to when I was teed up. And it was like the crowd was so high. Like I said last night, there was a "Hail to the Redskins" chant going on, or worse, called "Word of Redskins" or something like that. And our own fan base, the own crowd, forced a false start. Like we had a false start. I was like, "Bruh, chill out, calm down. Like we don't need to be yelling." I know everybody's turned up and teed up and excited about the team and the logo or whatever, and having pride about the skins, but like be quiet. Like we need to be quiet when the offense is at work. And then on the scoreboard it said quiet offense at work. And like you never want to yell when we're huddling. They still shouldn't have got a false start anyway. But our own fan base and crowd yelling and chanting, like, and then they had a wave going at one time. That was pretty cool. But it was a legit home field advantage. Like, the go-go playing after the game, everybody going crazy, saying you like that about Kirk and we want Philly. And even though we're going to be the 6th seed anyway, most likely, everybody just cheering JD5, MVP chants. I mean, just the camaraderie, the vibes from the fan base, man, it was lit. And it was like 95%. There was a couple Falcons fans. I would say like 90% Commanders fans, 10% Falcons fans were in the past. Even though the Falcons, I don't want to just, take a dump on their fan base. I've said that many times. Like, I respect Atlanta, the city of Atlanta. Even though it's more of like a travel city, a destination city where a lot of people travel down there looking for business and different careers and stuff like that, like Black Hollywood. They do have a good fan base, but it's just not like an NFC East fan base. It's not like the Giants, the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Steelers from the AFC North. They're not that strong. They're just not. And the Bills fan base, like when I went to the Bills game last year with my guy Brandon, the Bills have a very strong fan base. When their tailgates, they jump on the tables in WWE style and stuff like that. They have a crazy fan base. Like the Falcons, every fan base is different. So, a lot of teams just don't have that fan base that really travels like that. The Commanders, we travel. The Saints game, like took over their stadium. The Cardinals game, we took over the Arizona Cardinals stadium. The NFC East teams, you guys get the point. NFC East teams have fan bases that will travel to California, Las Vegas. Like, they will travel. And there's a lot of people that live in different cities, like California, Los Angeles, that already have Skins fans or Commanders fans, that already live in those destinations. So that's the point right there. We had a legit home field advantage for sure. Everybody was loud on third downs. The only thing I would say is that we have to get loud during the huddle. That's what players say. You have to get loud during the huddle. Not after they clap their hands and everybody's lining up. You have to be loud so they can't really hear the play as well. That really helps. But getting back to the video here. Oh yeah, Rio went around. He was like, how old were you when the Commanders were won 11 games in 1991? And I was like, I was in my dad's, I was swimming around. At that time I was not alive yet. But so yeah, we do have the 6th seed. We're the 6th seed right now currently. We have the tiebreaker against the Packers. So the Packers, I believe they play the Bears next week, and they're gonna beat the Bears. The Bears are just so awful. We ended their season with that Hail Mary, and we just really took their soul from them. We really did. Just like Dan Quinn and Adam Peters say on third down and fourth down, Jaden Daniels, he can just change the game. He's a game changer. He just take the soul from you. And we basically did that against the Chicago Bears. And they are going to lay down against the Packers most likely next week at 1 o'clock. So it doesn't really matter. We're going to be 12-5. We're going to beat the Cowboys. Like I said, I'm being bullish. I'm being obnoxious. I'm being loud, just like any other NFC East fan base. And yeah, we're gonna beat the Cowboys in Dallas, man. We're gonna blow them out. It might not be a blowout, probably will be close, but we're gonna beat them, man. We're gonna dog walk them. We're gonna be 12-5. We're gonna be top of the Packers. We're gonna get the 6th seed. The only thing I will say is that the Eagles. Who would I rather play, the Rams or the Eagles in the playoffs? You know, like I said, in LA, we can take over their stadium. That's the one. That's one of the positives I will say. Talking about traveling, because we have to go to LA to play the Rams in the first round, most likely. I want to see how many Commanders fans are in that stadium. I want to see how much burgundy and gold is in that stadium. The Eagles, it will be a good amount, because every time we play the Eagles on Thursday Night Football, Monday Night Football, whenever we play them in Philly, we do see a strong fan base. But the Eagles fan base is strong and legit, where they don't let other teams take over their stadium. That's one thing. I hate Eagles fans with a passion, but they don't fool around with letting other teams take over. That's the only credit I'll give the Eagles fans ever. So with the Rams, their fan base is really not that strong, because they're new to LA. They were in LA years ago, but they're new and coming back. And Los Angeles is Hollywood anyway, so they don't really care about sports like that. So we could definitely take over their stadium for sure. Matchup wise, I think Jalen Hurts, because I don't know if Jalen Hurts is going to play this week. Would you rather play a Jalen Hurts that hasn't played in 2 or 3 weeks, coming back from a concussion, or would you rather play against Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Kyron Williams? So it's tough. I mean, Saquon Barkley with the Eagles, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert will probably be back for the first round. So either one is a tough matchup. So I guess I probably would rather play the Rams. But man, like I said, I'm not scared. I want to smoke with either one. I really do. I want to smoke with either one. It doesn't matter to me. Anytime they can get it, for sure. But yeah, let's just go on to LA. Let's get this 6th seed. Go to LA, play in a dome where the weather's going to be fine. JD5 going back to LA, going back to Cali, where he's from. Won't have to worry about the weather, even though he's done a great job in the weather so far. Playing in the dome, I think he would be able to cook that Rams defense for sure. It probably will be a shootout, that game. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch for sure. Shout out to Bet US, as always. Almost forgot about shout out to Bet US Sportsbook and Casino for sponsoring today's video. So other things, Chris Rodriguez, should he be Washington's running back number 1? Should he get more carries? Should he get the bulk of the carries? Now the interesting chess piece coming back this week is that Austin Eckler most likely is going to be back, and he's most likely going to be back for the playoffs too. So no, that's a good thing. It's not a monkey wrench. It's a good thing. Now when Eckler comes back, typically Rodriguez has been the odd man out, because McNichols has been B-Rob, and Eckler. So they're not going to carry 4 running backs on game day. They're just not. I do think all 4 of the guys are so good to the point where they deserve to be suiting up and be used in some way or somehow. But to have 4 running backs active, somebody's going to be the odd man out. And I hate to say that, if Chris Rodriguez plays the way he did again against Dallas, I mean, he kind of deserved to get just as many carries as B-Rob. Like right now with B-Rob, I hate to rag on B-Rob, but I don't know if it's the wear and tear on him and just the physicality that he's going through and stuff like that. The injuries, missing a game here, missing a game there, getting shot a couple years ago. I don't know if his body is just wore down, or is it the vision, or what, the explosiveness, but it's just not there. And Chris Rodriguez clearly had it. Now, Chris Rodriguez, I know he didn't put up like 100 yards on the ground or anything crazy like that, but the chances he got were super, super impactful. Super impactful. He had 5 carries for 16 yards and a touchdown. Longest run was for 6 yards. Like I said, so he didn't break off like a big run or anything. B-Rob had the better statistical game. He had 13 carries for 60 yards. 12-yard run was his longest run. But Chris Rodriguez probably had the most impactful plays other than Jaden Daniels, Olamide, and Zach Ertz, position skill-wise, in the whole game. Like, he literally broke 2 tackles, told 2 or 3 guys to get in the weight room. Then he did it again on the touchdown run. And then he had a catch and a hurl for a first down. So there's just no way you can sit him down. I don't care if he's a Rivera draft pick, Eric Bieniemy draft pick. This guy is playing his butt off, and he deserves to be on the field. And honestly, he had 5 carries. B-Rob had 13. There was times where I thought the carry should have gone to C-Rod instead of B-Rob at one time. Like, Jaden's had to put the team on his back because we just haven't gotten consistent production from B-Rob these last couple weeks, man. And I do think Eckler's going to help with that too, with some of the explosive runs, because we just need some home runs other than Jaden having to be Houdini and run the ball off schedule, off script, and improvising. So, but there's some numbers from C-Rod, from Chris Rodriguez. This is from Nick Ackridge, PFF. He says Chris Rodriguez Jr. on 35 attempts this season. Um, and he's included in the NFL rank among running backs with at least 35 attempts. He's had a 90.1 run grade, which is sixth in the NFL, 3.91 yards after contact per attempt, which is third, 0.39 missed tackles forced per attempt, which is second. So he's forcing missed tackles, and he's getting yards after contact as well. So he's sixth, third, and second in those categories. Now it is a small sample size, but honestly, like he needs more touches. Like look at him against the Titans. Look at him against the Giants. He had almost a 100-yard game against the Tennessee Titans. I mean, that's just insane to come off the bench and do that. Where B-Rob basically really didn't have to play much at all. So Chris Rodriguez, he's capable of taking on a full workload. We haven't seen it yet from him. In the Jets game last year too, he had a good game too. So there's been some really good. He had 13 carries for 94 yards and a touchdown against the Tennessee Titans. His longest run was for 25 yards, and he can catch out of the backfield a little bit. We haven't seen it much, but he can catch out of the backfield. He's capable of doing it. We saw him doing it in the preseason and in training camp a little bit. So I'm just saying, man, like I think against Dallas, they should try to. We got to blow them out and get them out the way early so we can have like Jaden sit in the second half. That's what I'm hoping happens, but it's an NFC East game, so you can't really bet on that to happen. I mean, you can, but you know, I think it's going to be a little bit closer than we'll be able to like it to be. But I still feel like we're going to beat the Cowboys. But it would be great for C-Rod to get 15 carries. Like I would make it a point to give him 15 carries. Now Cliff is probably not going to do that. But C-Rod should definitely get 10. If B-Rob gets 15, C-Rod needs to get 10. And then McNichols can get like 3, 4, whatever. And then Eckler sprinkle him in a little bit. So that's just my thoughts on the upcoming games, the Cowboys game and the playoffs. C-Rod definitely needs more carries. He definitely needs more carries. This is from Nikki Javala as well. The sample size is small, 3 games, 26 carries, but Chris Rodriguez has made the most of his opportunities. Per Next Gen Stats, rush average 5.8 yards, 10th among running backs. Rush EPA per game plus 3.2, which is first. Yards after contact per attempt 4.3, which is 11th. And rush success percentage 61.5%, which is 6th in the NFL. So, I mean, that was on December 2nd. Those were the numbers for C-Rob when he had a good game against the Giants as well. So, how did he do in that game against the Giants? Let me just look at the numbers here. He against the Giants, he had 11 carries for 52 yards, and his longest run was a 17-yard run. So he just needs more carries, man. He does. And B-Rob, he got blown up on that block where Jaden got his leg bent the wrong way. And thank goodness, thank the Lord that Jaden was fine. But B-Rob, he's got to wake up, man. He's got to wake up. And next year, we'll see what we do with the running back room. I'll talk about that in the offseason, but we definitely got to add another back, man. We need an explosive back, a dynamic back. That's what we need, and a home run hitting back. We gotta either draft a running back or look at free agency or something like that. I don't know. I love B-Rob. I love B-Rob, man. He's tough as nails. He really is. There's a lot of games we would have not won. The Cardinals game, he had a big game. The Giants game, he had a big game. There's a couple of games where B-Rob had big games, man, for sure. So I'm not here to just downplay B-Rob or anything like that, but as of recent, the 2 fumbles against the Eagles, that was just awful. And this last game was rough, man. The Saints game wasn't great either, man. Like I said, James had to really put the cape on his back and put up some big numbers. So, yeah, Tennessee, Carolina, B-Rob had a good game. The Cardinals, B-Rob had a good game. And the Giants game, B-Rob had a good game. He had 100 yards 3 times this year. The other games were kind of pedestrian, but he's just not really hitting the hole. He's not explosive right now. And the fumbles against the Eagles. So, like I said, I'm still a big B-Rob fan, but I think C-Rod definitely needs more carries and more opportunities for sure. But, all right, you guys let me know what you guys think. As always, I may go over some PFF grades and possibly Commanders-Kings tonight at 8 or 8:30. So stay tuned for that. I'm either doing that or Locked On Wizards. It's either one for tonight. So I got to make a decision for sure. But it's hard to pass on Commanders-Kings because – just the emotional high that we're on right now for sure on a Victory Monday. And it's New Year's Eve is tomorrow, so we're not going to stream tomorrow on a holiday. So, all right, you guys, as always, appreciate you guys. Sam Cosmi versus Falcons had 53 snaps, 0 pressures, 0 hits, and 0 sacks allowed. He did have a couple penalties, though, and that was from Mason Kinahan. But as always, enjoy this win, guys. 11-5, man. Shout out to 5, man. Hell Commanders, left hand up. Peace.